What's going on, guys? K0 Sub-Precision here, and reason why you're seeing World at War gameplay with a regular gun, and as the title of this video is the top 10 of my favorite sniper rifles, is because as much as I played World at War, I could not find a decent sniping gameplay. I tried as hard as I freaking could, and I could not get a gameplay. I could hit a clip or two, but I could not get a gameplay. So I apologize for the regular guns in the background, but basically I'm just going to use World at War as a my scapegoat for using this commentary, because honestly I could not do anything with this game. But here we go, let's just jump right into the list. Now I'm going to exclude all of the games that can be played on next gen. Reason being is because this is the start of, basically Ghost was the start of a new cycle, and some people would try to say it's like, oh, it's because you hate the game. No, not at all. If you saw the list with these guns, I think you'd be quite surprised, because I actually quite liked these games. But to start things off, now don't be mad at me, because when I'm talking about these guns, I'm going to strictly go off of how they are now. Like, if I were to hop into a lobby and use these weapons now, this is how I'm going to describe them. And at number 10, I'm going to say the DSR-50. Reason being, even though it's a very great and smooth weapon that hardly ever gets any hit markers, the firing rate is just extremely slow, and it's just kind of hard to really deal with, considering, I don't know, it's not a bad gun. I just personally don't like the fire rate on it. I know you could reload, cancel it, but anyway. Number 9 is the AS-50 from MW3. Now, the reason why I like this one is because, I don't know, I just like semi-automatic weapons a lot, but the low zoom scope was what threw me off a lot. And I know you could put variable zoom on there, but there's a lot of attachments that are kind of required, like extended mags, per se. Because, I mean, 5 shots was not a lot, and the Barrett was pretty much better in every way. Number 8 is the MSR. This was a very smooth bolt-action rifle, but just because of how MW3 is, I didn't quite enjoy it as much, considering just there were countless times where I feel like I got screwed over when it came to the shots I took. Sometimes I remember multiple times to where I actually aimed above someone's head and got a hit marker. That should not ever happen. I should have missed, but instead it gives me a hit marker, and that's what infuriates me more, because it's saying that I did hit them, but somehow it still wasn't enough to kill them, even though it was basically in the head, if it does count as a shot. But next is the intervention. Now, some of you MW2 warriors will probably be on me for this, but I don't particularly like the gun. I mean, just the way that it sways. I know some people say that a gun doesn't sway. It does sway, but it just kind of throws me off with the quick scoping, because if you aim in, it's going to aim at a slightly different spot on the center of the screen, and it's just rather annoying sometimes. But other than that, that's the only reason why this thing's rated as low as it is. It's just the sway screws me over a lot. Now, this is going to make someone mad because I placed it above the intervention, but the PSG-1 from Black Ops 1. Now, I realize why that would be angering, because it's Black Ops 1, the sniper rifles are kind of trash, but PSG-1, as wonky as it looked and felt, it was actually a very good gun. I liked it a lot. Like, I was able to get a return shot immediately after, and I don't know, Black Ops 1 snipers just float my boat a lot better than other weapons, such as the Modern Warfare series. But above that, hopefully this should redeem some of this list, is the Barrett. The Barrett was a very, in MW2 at least, I'm just going to classify them all, because I know it was in COD 4, MW2, MW3, and I think that was it actually, but I like the MW2 one best, just because it was a very smooth sniper rifle that I didn't feel like I got screwed over very much on. It had a very nice feeling to it, which is why I could see why so many incredible feats have been hit with this thing, and that's just my personal take on that. Number 4 is the M40A3. Now, even though I'm not very good at COD 4, I can definitely tell you how smooth the M40A3 felt, because holy crap. That thing, at times, I'm not sure if it was just a hack lobby or something, but when you got into those moments where there was no idle sway on that thing, you could just completely destroy, because there was nothing standing in your way other than the 5-round magazine, and that was it. And other than that, the gun was pretty much flawless. Number 3 is the L96A1 from Black Ops 1. Now, the reason why I like this gun so much is just because the smooth feeling of it and the versatility of it when you use the attachments differently. when you use the normal scope, it was very good for like drag scoping and basically just like less mobile sniping. Like you're in the scope longer, but then if you wanted to do like actual quick scoping, the variable zoom was very helpful for that and made the detection and smoothness of the gun a lot better and more suitable, which by all means I'm okay with that. Number two, that this one shouldn't come as no surprise considering how I started on this game, but the ballista. The ballista was literally the gun where I've hit my first quad feed. The gun is just smooth in its own regard. I mean, as you can see from all the crap that's been hit on Black Ops 2, it's very notable that the ballista is by far one of the popular weapons in this game, which is definitely worth noting. And now this one's going to come as a surprise to you guys because it's not in multiplayer, and it's honestly just it's incredible, and I really wish I could use it more than just where it was, but the Storm PSR from Black Ops 2's campaign. Now, if you guys haven't played the campaign, like, watch a gameplay or something. I can't remember what the level was called, but you were basically given access to the Storm PSR. What this is it's basically a sniper rifle with a thermal scope that it's like a millimeter scanner and a thermal had a baby, and it came out as this beautiful scope. Basically, it's a thermal sight where you could see people through walls. Now, what made that so interesting is the fact that if you held down the right trigger, you were able to stack bullets into each other and basically up the caliber of the bullet. You could basically shoot through entire multiple buildings with this thing. Like, you could probably tear through, I'd say, a solid 20 feet worth of concrete, or like 10 titanium walls. This thing was extremely powerful, and there was not a single way you could die with this thing. Like, if you ran into a firefight, you literally just ran to the back and sniped them through the walls because it was literally that easy. Now, I know some people might hate that I put the Storm PSR right there just because it's a campaign gun and you can't use it in multiplayer, but in terms of lethality, this is the scariest and most dangerous sniper rifle I think I've ever seen in a Call of Duty game. Period. Like, the Atlas 20mm doesn't have crap on how powerful this thing is. But, yeah, those are my top 10 favorite sniper rifles in the old Call of Duties. Now, I know technically Black Ops 2 is still the most played Call of Duty. It still has more players online than any of the new ones currently. But at the same time, if you gotta admit, that game is still pretty old for what it is now compared to the other games, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of out. But other than that, that's the end of this gameplay, so that's going to be the end of this commentary. Leave a like if you enjoyed, let me know what you think of my list, and leave your list down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later.